Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's live stream. What I am going to cover this evening is what happened that started all of this that would lead to the murder of Christopher C. Hallett in Ocala, Florida. Now, everything started in the state of Kentucky. Neely Blanchard had a total of four children. She had two children by one individual and two children by a second individual. She had lost the first two children in a custody dispute where the government took the two children away, and those children are now with another grandmother down in, I believe it's either North or South Carolina. And so as time went on, Neely Blanchard got pregnant once again. And once again, the children were removed. This time it was a set of twins, Isabella and Adriana Blanchard. They were given to um, Haley's mother, their maternal grandmother, and it never really got off to anything close to a civil arrangement. Um, there were several um, allegations and events. One event had Neely allegedly trying to force her way into a school where the children were attending and attempting to forcibly remove the children. That did not happen. In another incident, it's alleged that Neely confronted her mother, um, and the argument between the two of them got intense to the point where it is alleged that Neely tried to run her mother over with a car, and the only thing that saved her mother's life is that Neely hit a traffic sign. Um, and so it had been arranged that Neely would have controlled supervision over the girls. This means that the mother would have to be present during the visitation. Now, Isabella and Andrea went missing on March 20th in Russellville, Kentucky. According to state police, their mother and the children were found safe about 2 a.m. the following Tuesday in Dawson Springs, Kentucky. Neely Blanchard was taken into custody at that time. Now, Susan Blanchard, the mother and legal guardian of the twins, told authorities that her daughter came to visit the twins at her home and took them to a president's residence in Dawson Springs, Kentucky. Susan Blanchard contacted Neely and told her to bring the twins back to the residence, but she failed to do so. A friend living in Dawson Springs said Neely hadn't been seen or heard from since that Monday. Neely, according to authorities, has a history of mental illness, further compounded by the coronavirus pandemic. Police say she had a handgun and was a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen, meaning she does not believe the United States government has any authority over her. Now, around this time, or prior to it, not sure the exact date quite yet, Neely had somehow met Christopher C. Hallett, and he had met Christopher Hallett on Facebook and other websites, and she also had a Twitter account, but she was known for quite a while to be driving around in a Ford Escalade with E-Clause vanity plates on it. So she was getting into um, Chris Hallett as a quote unquote agent for E-Clause, along with Kirk Pendergrass. And she was of the belief that Christopher Hallett was going to get her children back through all this legal mumbo jumbo that he professed to be an expert in, and that he represented he had connections, with officials within the United States government. He had judges, lawyers, people within the Justice Department, and so forth. And he apparently promised Neely that if she followed his instructions, that she would get her children back. At some point, Neely was found to have become disillusioned with this. She had been told, or somehow got the impression that Chris Hallett not only was not helping her, but actually was working against her. Now, this is all going to come into play when I discuss that part of it next week. Now, what I'm going to do at this present time is there is some additional stuff coming out from the court. And I'm going to bring this information into the room. Now, this is coming in on the 29th of July. And what they're doing is they are introducing the St. Johns County school records and so forth for Neely Petrie-Blanchard. When she was of school age, she lived in St. Johns County. And so they have put the St. Johns County school records into the discovery in the forthcoming trial. Now, in addition, okay, that let me, I gotta do another. But so at this late date, there is still discovery evidence being entered by the Marion County Court into the records and the docket, giving us an indication that the case is going to get rather thorough when it comes to what is presented in this case. And this is, notice that there is going to be a December 5th meeting with Linda Herden. Now, this is something of a head scratcher because the trial is supposed to start on the 22nd of August. Now, I'm going to have to call up there and find out what this is, because if you look above, it says event date the 4th of August 2022. So it's rather confusing if we are going to have a hearing after the trial, or that the trial itself is going to be delayed because of this meeting. Now, I will have further information on this when I call the court Monday and find out uh, what the meaning of the December 8th or the December 14th. Wait a minute, I may have misread this. But see, it says continuances PD Pro C PTC 12/05/2022 at 8:30 a.m. and another. It's probably been changed to 12/8/2022. So this means that we may have a continuance here. Again, I will find out on Monday. Task Force, you are not allowed in here. I don't know why you keep coming in here. You know, this is a completely different subject. I'm not talking about your lover tonight. I'm talking about something separate. Now, this is a clear example of how I am unable to move on to subjects other than the fugitives from justice because they come in here and disrupt this channel. And then they go over and whine and cry on their Telegram channel that I am obsessed with them. Now, they are not supposed to be in here. I'm not sure what my trailer has to do with the murder of Christopher C. Hallett. But again, this is an indication that these people on Telegram may be worried. I'm going to go a little bit off here topic-wise, since Task Force decided to violate the rules of this chat. They are there is a possibility that Neely Blanchard's interaction with Christopher Hallett, Kirk Pendergrass, Field McConnell, and others will be brought out in this trial. And this could be the reason for this intervention by the task force. Now, it really is not clear who the task force is, whether they are, whether it's Timmy or whether it's Randy Erickson or someone else. There is, a lot of confusion going on with who's on these various accounts. That's what I intend to do. I will put out an immediate short video over what seems to be going on with these new entries. This December 2022 is a rather odd entry, and it's a bit of a surprise because I had thought that next week on the 8th of July, this was going, or August, excuse me, this was going to be the event. Either yesterday, which is on Friday, or tomorrow, or Monday, the 8th. But I happen to agree, Lori. It came out in the Kentucky filings when she was arrested in Kentucky that she was beginning to believe that she had been um, betrayed. Find herself um, in court over the loss of her children. Now, at the time of the murder of Christopher Hallett, she had been under indictment for her criminal actions involving the alleged kidnapping of her two twins. So, because of this, the pressure was starting to build. You're welcome. And the pressure was leading to um, this additional pressure being built up with Neely, because now she was in a desperate situation. Uh, she was not able to come up with anything to get her children back, and now she was finding that the savior, uh, Christopher C. Hallett, was um, standing in the way, according to sources, of her getting her children back. She was um, going to never see her children again, and she went down to Florida from Georgia, confronted Christopher Hallett, and I believe she actually left the premises and then came back with a firearm, which we already know from the Kentucky report that she had a firearm, and it was apparently a revolver, and she executed Christopher C. Hallett. So, the question at this point has to be what triggered her to step over the line and take a human life? Um, was she so far out and in it that um, she simply snapped and, in a blind rage, executed Christopher Hallett? Now, this brings up an interesting point. Um, there's something called incitement here, and if it can be proven that someone incited Neely Blanchard to do this, believing that Christopher Hallett was actually working against her and preventing her from having her children returned, um, that could be one of the grounds for defense. Now, as I reported earlier, the state of Florida was rumored to be seeking the death penalty. Now, this may have changed, so it would be possible that if she did not get the death penalty, then she would be sentenced to life without parole. But if they were able to show extenuating circumstances, such as Neely Blanchard being tricked or otherwise fooled into believing that Chris Hallett was a roadblock to her getting custody of her children rather than an asset, then this might lead to extenuating circumstances against uh, the prosecution, and she could be found to um, have exculpatory evidence of a sort, and this would reduce her term to possibly 20 years or longer with the possibility of parole. Uh, that would be up to the prosecution, the jury, and also the evidence the defense puts on. Now, as has been earlier reported, there is uh, a witness that's being brought in by the defense who is an expert on um, insanity pleas. And so I think the strongest defense is going to hinge on her being insane in some way, shape, or form at the time this murder was committed. Now, it's going to be a tough call because there's plenty of premeditation here. She came to the house, confronted Halleck, left the house, obtained a firearm, came back later, shot him, the gun jammed as she was going to possibly shoot the two witnesses, which was a female companion of Christopher C. Hallett and his daughter, and because of the gun malfunction, those two had their life spared, so they escaped while Neely repaired the firearm and finished off Christopher Hallett. She then fled the scene and was subsequently caught in the state of Georgia. And when she got to Georgia, she told the sheriff deputies who arrested her that she was not a citizen of the United States, that she was a sovereign citizen, and that the United States government had no authority over her. And that turned out to be wrong, of course, because now she sits in the Marion County Jail awaiting trial sometime. Now the question is, when? Is it going to be in August, or is it going to be sometime after the first of the year again? This trial has been delayed quite a bit now, so I'm not understanding why we're having this kind of a conference this late in the proceedings. And when you have this kind of a proceeding come up, this is an indication that she may be delayed in going to court until sometime after the first of the year. So we are going to find that out. Now, we also, yeah, Laurie, that is correct. When the Vice News report came out, Neely Blanchard had come to the realization that she'd been had, that Christopher C. Hallett was a fraud, that he is not who he says he is, or was not who he says he was, and she is blaming squarely her actions on Chris Hallett and this deception. And now we have to see how much of the sovereign citizen evidence is going to come out in court. Is this something the prosecution's going to come up with, or is this something that the I got sidetracked here for a minute. You know, who is the influencer here? Was it Christopher C. Hallett, or was it people in the background that put a buzz in Neely's ear that she had been betrayed? And with the history of violent behavior that is alleged to have been exhibited by Neely, those who gave this information to Neely may have sealed Christopher Hallett's fate, and they may have done it on purpose. It's going to be interesting to see if there is going to be QAnon-based evidence brought into court, either in the opening arguments, the presentation of the evidence during the trial, or in the closing arguments, either by the defense, the prosecution, or both. I think that a lot of what happens in this case is going to depend on the QAnon content and sovereign citizen content and what comes out during the progress of this case. And this could explain the behavior of some people over on Telegram. It's hard to say. The fact that this task force, or whatever the hell she calls herself, came in here again is an indication that they're worried. They knew that I was not going to be discussing this stuff tonight, and she decided to bring it up, and I'm forced to deal with it once again. And the clear message I'm trying to get out to everyone is that I am going to cover the case as it happens, either this month or whenever this thing goes on trial. If the trial stays on schedule for the 22nd, I will only be discussing the Neely Blanchard case next week and through the trial itself. So that's 3 weeks, 2 weeks that this other issue is not going to be brought up on the Saturday live streams. Now, and once again, I hate to keep bringing this up, but they're at it again. They are over in Telegram saying that Lori's the only one in the chat. And I guess Punisher, or whatever the hell she calls herself, doesn't understand how YouTube works. Yes, this is a live stream. People are invited to chat. But if people don't want to chat or they're doing things outside the internet, as a lot of people do, this is a Saturday, and there are people that don't spend 24 hours a day and 7 days a week on the internet, the show is recorded so they can come back and watch it at any time. I get feedback off the air all the time. So, why people over on Telegram are even interested in this is puzzling, except if there is a guilt factor there when it comes to Timothy Charles Homeseth, Randy Erickson, and Kirk Pendergrass having something directly to do with the death of Christopher Hallett. And this is what may come out in the trial. And this is probably why they are paying so close attention to my channel, and will continue to pay close attention to my channel. So it indicates that they are going to need to be followed very closely, because there's something fishy going on with this group that they insist on barging into this chat, monitoring it, recording it, and so forth, and then going over to their channel and criticizing it. If this channel is so unimportant, why are they paying such close attention to it? That's the question that has to be answered here. What is it about this case and about the Cynthia Abzug case that have these people so concerned and worried that they comment on my channel, that they try and disparage the reputations of people on this channel, and disparage anyone that criticizes Tim Homeseth in any way, shape, or form? People are being trashed over there for simply asking questions, asking for proof from Timmy and Randy of their various accusations. And instead of answering these questions like a true investigative reporter would do, they go and trash the critics. And so the pattern is there. He is after Dave Lester Strait, accusing him of possessing nude photographs of Randy Erickson and all this other stuff. And yet, he's dropped the matter. There has not been one word about the naked pictures, the nude photographs. Tim has moved on, or whoever is running that channel over there, about more accusations of David Lester Strait and other people. It's the list of people being the subject of these weird accusations is a never expanding one. It just keeps going on day after day after day. So you have a fixed focus, so to speak, and these people are, they are not interested in missing and exploited children. They are not interested in child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, missing children. They are simply interested in spreading gossip, going after people of a certain political persuasion, and that's it. And on that basis alone, you cannot give these people any credibility because they're not acting normal. They are basically gaslighting, trolling, and all of it. And so I don't know. Yeah, and yeah, you try and make sense out of what they say over there, and it gets so far over into wacky mode that you go nose blind trying to figure it all out. And lately over there, there's been infighting going on between all parties, and between people that have declared themselves supporters of Timmy Homestead. And there's people that say you're not really a follower of Timmy Homestead. You're a spokesman for the deep state or an agent, or these people are getting increasingly paranoid, and they're destroying themselves. And you know, yes, you are correct. David Lester Strait is ignoring them. That's one of the reasons that David Lester Strait is in this situation in the first place, is because he wants nothing to do with Homestead, wants nothing to do with Randy. He thinks they're both nuts, and he's going on with whatever he's doing and completely ignoring these people. So they're having absolutely no effect. I mean, they can sit there and continue for the next 10 years making these accusations against Strait, and it's not going to have any effect with him. And it doesn't matter if the accusations are true or not. Holmseth and his cult have damaged themselves to the point where nobody takes them seriously. There's only 3 or 4 people over there that are active, maybe a little bit more than that, but the majority of the database over there, task force, you cease and desist. You are not supposed to be on this channel. You are a stalker. I don't know how the hell you keep getting back in here, but you are put on notice that you are to cease and desist. And there won't be any pictures from David Strait because they don't exist. Nobody has proven that these pictures exist. This is more gossip and makeup from Timmy Homestead. It's fake drama, and it's not getting any attraction. They don't discuss it anywhere. Tim Homestead has put up a post on his social media, and it's not there. One story, and that's it. So, getting back to the Neely Blanchard story, I was just sent something that I'd been looking for, and this has to do with a situation that happened on May 30th, 2013. A trial date has been set for the woman accused of kidnapping her daughter from Westview Primary School in Groove Creek earlier in the month of May. Court officials say that a June 24th, 2013 has been scheduled for the then 26-year-old Neely Blanchard from Florida. Now, Neely lived at in Pensacola, Florida, and was still a legal resident there when she was arrested at in the state of Georgia. According to police, another woman was found driving the car with Blanchard and a passenger. Investigators say Blanchard was also found in the illegal possession of prescription pills. The child was found safe and returned to the paternal grandmother, the legal guardian. Blanchard was also charged with disturbing school school custodial interference, conspiracy to commit custodial interference, and unlawful possession of Schedule 4 narcotics. The second woman faced the same charges in addition to first degree assault and battery after police say she caused minor injuries to a school employee who was trying to stop the car as it pulled out of the parking lot. Charges against the second woman were later dismissed according to court records. Now, this is an indication of the violent actions of Neely Blanchard. Now, there is a strong campaign out there, uh, both on Facebook and elsewhere, against child protection services throughout the United States and in other countries. People are claiming that there's abuses of the system, and people like Tim Holmesat says they're using CPS to kidnap babies and give them away to people that eat children or traffic them or do whatever else they do with them. But this is an example of why it was probably a good idea to take the children away from Blanchard. The woman wound up allegedly killing somebody over her children. It was said that when she allegedly kidnapped the two daughters, that she was going to go down to the grandmother where the daughter was and attempt to get her. So this was a desperate, violent, and driven woman. She was bound and determined to get her children back, and she was going to break the law if necessary to do it. And so this is why you need to take a step back when getting involved in these cases of mothers claiming that they are victims, because they may not. There may be cases, and I'm sure there are plenty of them, where CPS is justified in stepping in with these cases. Now, Neely had supervised visitation with the twins. She was able to see the twins and would still be seeing them today if she had followed the rules set down by the court. But she decided against that. She decided to go into sovereign citizen mode, break the law, try and take her children away from her grandmother, and do who knows what. Was she going to utilize Chris Hallett and some underground railroad to whisk the children out of the country so that they would not have to deal with the courts? I mean, one of the prominent members of the group over there has photographed himself several times in front of a yacht. Now, is the purpose for shopping for these yachts to have a way of getting people like Neely Blanchard out of the country? Remember, with Cynthia Abzug, somebody had given her, or attempted to give her, diplomatic paperwork that would have made her a diplomat and exempt from arrest because she's part of the State Department. And that was an incorrect use of that. And there's still an investigation by the State Department into that situation. And there was this business down in Arkansas with Neely Blanchard, or with Cynthia Abzug, that points in this direction as well. So at some point, maybe we will find out through the EBSUG case if there is something going on with her that would tie in with what happened to Neely Blanchard. But for right now, it would appear everything is on hold until I find out Monday what is going on with this latest entry. What in the world? They're attacking me again on Telegram. I mean, this is the way these people are. They are terrified of this channel, and so they put up the garbage about me over there. And I guess we're gonna have to do a more comprehensive look at this infiltrated by truth individual, this punisher for truth individual, to see exactly who this person is and why she feels it's necessary to slander and defame me over on Telegram. It's just she has intervened into my business making these false accusations, so I am justified to know every single piece of detail about this individual that I can look up. So, this what's funny about this is I don't understand this latest thread over there, because she's saying lookalikes, are you that important, question mark. You're the one that puts this stuff up there, not me. I don't look a thing like Whitey Bulger. Again, I stand by that statement. It is not a wise idea to be screwing around with me. But you insist on keep doing it, so we'll see what happens. But I'm not threatening violence or anything. Everything I do to deal with the situation is going to be done legally and by the books. So, don't start down this road of threat bullshit, because that's just a diversification. There is another Whitey Bulger. Oh, brother. Well, you invited it because you are the one making these threats on your channel. By trying to compare me to a mobster, you are putting my security in jeopardy. I don't know why you're doing this. You have no basis for it other than Tim Holmseth. And, I don't get it. But you seem to want to be important and get out there saying I'm this big important supporter of Tim Holmseth because I believe Mert is Whitey Bulger. And it's funny because you know what's going on over there? There actually is everybody that comes into the chat is being put over on Telegram. G.S. Grippler is the latest one to be mentioned over there. Glow was mentioned over there. What? Anybody can come in here and read who's on here. And I don't know what the deal is with Telegram. I mean, put up the link to the channel and people can come over here and look at it. But, what it is, these people have absolutely no intelligence. I mean, they are all certifiably dumb. Glow and Vertical think I'm pretty important, Mert. They stalk my channel. Make the channel private. Don't let them in if you're worried about it. It's not stalking. It's a public channel. They stalk my channel like a couple of butterflies. Why ban them? And explain to me why there are, why does task force come in here? And why are pictures of me showing up on Telegram, on your channel? I mean, you just put pictures of me up there comparing me to Whitey Bulger not more than 10 or 15 minutes ago. Well, then why are you throwing a Karen about them, quote, stalking your room? You are representing a public figure. You are supporting a public figure, so your actions are a matter of public interest. And there's a possibility that, how am I a Karen? You know, I don't go around saying that somebody looks like Whitey Bulger or everybody else. It's Tim Holmseth that does all that. I would be perfectly happy if Tim Holmseth went away, didn't talk about me anymore. And you people, for that matter, you're the ones that come in here every time this show goes on the air. You people are talking about it. Whitey Bulger is dead. D-E-A-D. You people are nuts. You know, it's these kind of mentally ill people over on Telegram that cause all these problems. And, you know, it will be funny if it comes out in both trials that Holmseth and Erickson were both responsible for what happened to those women. What might become of it? Because Cynthia Abzug actually contacted me way back in the beginning and asked me if I was looking into the frauds that got her into this situation. So, well, exactly, Glow. She is, Timothy is accusing people of the same thing. So if people want to report that Trump is trafficking children, then it's fair game. And, you know, once again, you see, they're obsessed with this Whitey Bulger nonsense. Will the real Whitey Bulger stand up? And, yeah, it's stupid. I don't look a thing like this guy. I don't know what the purpose of it is, other than, you know, these whack jobs over on Telegram that don't have a bit of brain on their heads, but they run around with AK-47 weaponry, might do a vigilante on me, and I would wind up dead. And, you know, if I do wind up dead, it is going to fall squarely on Timothy Charles Holmseth because of this nonsense you see over on Telegram. And Timothy Holmseth has published it. There's a bot account over on Twitter that has posted this information. And it's, you know, it turned out to be a fake account. The last anybody has checked, that account is sitting there not being used for the past 3 days, going on 4 days. Burt Witness and Butterfly Mama are targeting Holmseth supporters or even sympathizers. Well, that's interesting because Infiltrated Truth is doing the same thing to me. I mean, what's the deal here? And no, we're not trying to keep people out of this chat, Kathy Lake or whoever posted this. When I am discussing a case such as the Cynthia or Blanchard trial, I like to keep it on subject, on topic. You know, why is task force coming in here to begin with, and why is she posting about my trailer that I don't even own? I mean, what's the deal here? See, this is the thing. Now, I could go, if it's fair for people to criticize me for my living arrangements, then it is fair for me to go and expose the alleged shoddy business practices of a woman in Canada, because it's the same thing. I don't care about that crooked business up in Canada. What I care about is when people start defaming me over and over again, and that is what's going on. And we get Mert. Who is that guy? Well, that guy is a dead criminal. It is not me. And Timmy is creating a false narrative, stalking me, and everything else by putting that thing up there. And, if that woman is convinced that Whitey Bulger is me, then it has to be questioned about how she runs her business, because she certainly doesn't have good judgment. So I would recommend anybody that knows that woman take a long, hard look before doing any business with her or supporting her business, because she certainly is showing extremely bad judgment. Oh, it's another guy. Okay. Oh, that's right. You're trashing. Uh, See, once again, they're doing this with this guy, if I'm reading it correctly, is the landowner where the bodies of the two children were discovered. Now, this is one of the cases where Timothy Charles Holmsath has come out and directly accused me of murdering these two children. And this Punisher person supports that allegation. So that is one of at least a dozen cases where Timothy Charles Holmsath has directly accused me of murdering these children. And this woman, by republishing this stuff, this woman is supporting it. If you're talking about the guy that's squirreling around in circles up there, that is the original landowner where the children were found. It's Mr. Logan is the man who owned the property where the two teenagers were found dead. Now, what Timothy Holmsath does not discuss, and nor does Punisher, is the guy who they are paying a close attention to in Indiana right now. And this is a guy that lives about 45 miles from Delphi. And he ran a fake account where he would try and induce females. And they have it recorded that he had direct contact with the two teenagers before they were murdered. And they know the area. So it's rather interesting that they don't talk about this guy. A local, a guy that knows that whole area. Every pebble in Delphi, this guy knows it. But they don't talk about him. Why aren't they trying to solve this case? Why are they trying to pin it on innocent victims? This is what's strange about this whole thing. They do not care about these teenagers. Not at all. They just care about rumor and innuendo and sidetracking people off the case. Now, something curious here is Holmsath was in Delphi. I've never been to Delphi, but Holmsath was. Now, is Holmsath returning to the scene of the crime? Has Holmsath been there before? Homeseth, remember, travels all the time. Nobody accounts for where he is at any given time. He's free to travel anywhere. He hides. So, what's going on here? Why is Homeseth in Delphi? He didn't talk to the authorities. The sheriff said no, he never heard from anybody. They're saying, pretty coincidental that I look like the guy. Well, I am not the guy, idiot. Law enforcement knows the guy. If Tim Homeseth would do some investigative reporting, he would know that. But Tim Homeseth would rather spread rumors and innuendo than investigate. He's a fraud. So it's, these people don't care about children like they say. They would rather. Homeseth is holding Mert, you dipshit. How is he holding me? Explain that. No, he did not, because I checked with the authorities in Delphi, and they said, number one, they have never heard of Homeseth, and number two, after what I got through telling them, they don't want anything to do with him. They say if he shows up in Delphi, he's going to get arrested, because they're getting sick and tired of people going up there and spinning conspiracy theories and making it that much more difficult for them to solve this case. So, all you people are doing is seeing to it that whoever is actually behind the murder of those two children are going to get away with it because you're sidetracking. They already have. There is such a thing as the Freedom of Information Act. They have to. So, I've already dealt with the RCMP. They know you very, very, very well. You seem to have a habit of protesting and making things weird. But, you're discrediting yourself because, oh yes there is. The fact of the matter is your thread right now on Telegram is absolute proof that you don't give a flying frack about missing and exploited children. You don't give a damn about murdered children. You don't give a damn about anything but your own stupid conspiracy theories, because you're sidetracking the whole discussion away from the true problem and just making a soap opera out of it. And, you proved yourself how much of a nutcase you are. Yes, he was, Laurie, and it's rather interesting because he went out of his way to go down there. The only thing you got out of Homeseth was a picture of him in front of a sign. He didn't discuss any interviews he would have had with law enforcement. He didn't visit the crime scene. Didn't do anything. He just stopped in town for 5 minutes, took a picture of himself behind a sign, and left. Anybody can do that. I can go someplace, take a picture of a sign, and put it up on the internet. What's that going to accomplish? That's going to accomplish that I went and put myself in front of a sign and took a picture of it. Big deal. That's not investigative reporting. It's a circus. Yes, I do know that. Because, this is the thing. You sit there and make these statements. Where is the discussion that Timmy had? Where's the interview with officers? Where's the pictures of the crime scene? Where is the stuff? There's nothing. All that came out in Delphi, Indiana was Tim Homeseth taking a picture of himself in front of a sign. Period. And the fact that Tim Holmseth accuses me of having something to do with the Delphi murders and this this Whitey Bulger thing and the other 8 or 9 murders he's accused me of having a part of is proof that he is irrelevant. Yeah, Timothy, that's true. Timothy likes to fuck with me because he's diverting away from the true criminals here. For some reason, he doesn't want people to know the truth about these cases. And because of that, Tim Holmseth has to be looked at real closely to figure out why he is so interested in throwing the dog off the scent. And the Delphi murders is a clear example of this. They have 2 suspects in that case, the son and the father. And they are watching them very, very closely. The son and father destroyed their phones. Destroying phones is a clear indication that they're trying to hide something. Does Tim Holmseth investigate that? No. He's more interested in harassing someone simply because he doesn't like the fact that I'm friends with Kim Picasio. That is the only reason that Tim Holmseth attacks me, is because I am friends with Kim Picasio. He can't stand that. He's jealous because Kim Picasio turned him down. That he is so vain that, you know, he goes after Kim Picasio because she wouldn't let him in on the party. Tim Holmseth has nothing on me. You know, yeah, and the thing that I find about this that's interesting is these people are willing to take 0 evidence, absolutely nothing, and go with it. Because of Timothy Charles Holmes's name is on all this stuff. If Timothy Holmseth says it, it's true. They don't care. No matter how much exculpatory evidence comes out, you know, Timmy is quite literally a god. I mean, there's a woman over there that made love to her smartphone because Timmy's picture was on it. She licked the phone, she kissed the phone, and she bragged about it. That's the kind of people that Tim has. What in the world? The show's already recorded. And you record it anyway. You know, and of course, yeah, you gotta call. Oh, really? Who was it then? You know, someone licked and kissed their phone. I mean, did all you do is just go smoochy smoochy on your phone? You didn't lick it? I don't know. Well, Kathy, she brings me up every week, every single solitary week. When I go on the air, you guys are right there on Telegram. You're one of the people that are in here watching this chat, going second by second by second by second. I mean, you know, there's something suspicious going on over there. The boat was a rental. Look it up. It's R-E-N-T, rent. You know what rent is? I am looking to get a boat. I do a lot of barter, and I'm thinking about doing that. But this is another funny thing about these people. I go out and I do a video about going around on Lake Fairview in Orlando, and these people are all up in an uproar about it. I'm trying to move away from these clowns, and they keep drawing me back in. Now they're talking about the rental of a boat and all that. Why, this is the thing. Why do you care about my finances? This is the thing I don't understand. I mean, you don't want me to talk about your business and how much you're worth and any of that, but you're willing to come over and spy on me and say, oh, how can Mert afford a boat? How can Mert afford the gas? The gas is included in the rental, dummy. And then, they're talking about Jeremiah Reagan. Why? What does he have to do with any of this? But it's because he knew Ken Bocasio, so they attack him. See, anybody that knew Ken Bocasio gets attacked. Anybody that is even slightly critical of Tim Homseth gets attacked. You cannot have an opinion that disagrees with Tim Homseth. That's the law. So, they attack people at random for no reason. I mean, Jeremiah Reagan, I don't know why they're picking on him. I really don't. The guy's been off doing his own thing for years. And yet they keep dragging him into this. These people are obsessed. And this is why there needs to be a very close look at these people to figure out why they are obsessed with this channel. Why are they so defensive of Mr. Homseth? And why are they not concentrating on child trafficking, child abuse, child kidnapping, or any of this stuff? They ignore it completely. These people they attack, including me, have nothing to do with this stuff. We're trying to live our own lives and do our own thing, and these people interfere with it. I can't even go out and run a boat without these people making a deal out of it. That's really... Well, Kathy, because she's talking about it. She's the one that brought it up, not me. I'm sitting here trying to talk about the Neely Blanchard case, and all of a sudden we're talking about the fact that whether or not I can afford gas for a boat. I mean, what? Why is that anybody's business? I mean, you people are crazy. But this is it. You cannot get sane people to follow Tim Homseth. You have to be crazy to follow him. And here we go. What's the deal with the Kimmy recordings? That has nothing to do with anything. But it's personal attacks against Kim Bocasio because Timmy is mad at her. And anybody that Timmy's mad at, these people just fall in line like little lemmings and go after her. Well, if he's a drug addict, then, he's a drug addict. There's tens of millions of them. Tim Homseth is a drug addict. Have you even read his book? Because Tim Homseth admitted it. And there's police records. He was convicted of abuse of a controlled substance. It's in the record. And go get his book and read hell. He admitted that he got so intoxicated that he almost died on the floor of a nut ward. His father's dead. You guys are sitting there. You can't even leave a dead guy alone. You have to go after a dead guy with this Looney Tunes conspiracy theory, which means you people don't know anything. I mean, you follow Tim Homseth nonsense. You don't do your homework. I brought up proof that the man's alive or dead, and you people ignored it. Bob Hammer is not Pastor Reagan. He's a different guy altogether. And yet, you morons are going around saying that Mr. Reagan is Bob Hammer. And it's a lie. It's a lie that Tim Homseth has been putting out there for years. And I even put up the legacy obituary about it, and you people still don't ignore it. And it's exactly what I said. No matter how much evidence is put out there to debunk Tim Homseth, you people completely ignore it. No, you lie. Oh, I don't know who lies. But it's the truth. The guy was a pastor in St. Augustine, Florida. If you put in his name, no, he's not. I mean, Punisher, what do you base that on? How prove that Bob Hammer, you don't spell his name right anyway, but prove John Hammer is John Reagan. I'd love to see that. Wean is dead. D-E-A-D, as in deceased, and it's on legacy. Again, you people make things up. And you have absolutely no credibility, because if you're going to believe that nonsense, then you can't believe anything about what you people say. Tim Homestead says John Hammer is Bob Reagan, and that's false. No, she didn't get pulled off the scene. You got you got to quit taking drugs because you're coming up with that stuff. You must be on drugs. Why are we putting up marriage notices? Are you people that nosy? Well, you're drug free. You have a weird way of proving it, because nobody in their right mind would be saying this stuff. He didn't, and he correct? No, he didn't. Where's the recording of it? You people are crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. Well, they likely will be, because Tim Homestead is likely the person behind this Elizabeth Compton account over on Twitter, and also the Danube Island and Mert Punisher accounts on Telegram. They have been reported to the court as being an account run by Timothy Charles Homestead. That he is using that account to get around the third-party violation rule. And, it's the Mert Punisher / Timothy Charles Homestead account that put up the notice of engagement, which, if anybody wants to take the time to research this stuff, it's out there. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, they got engaged, they got married, so what? I mean, this is how nosy these people are. And again, any yes, he is. Prove that he's not. I would like to see proof that Mert Punisher is not Homestead. Come on, Punisher, prove it. Seems interesting here. We got Punisher for truth, and then we got Mert Punisher. And there's also that little YouTube channel over there. So, no, I don't know it. If you know it's Astro, then you prove it. As far as I'm concerned, you are Homestead. Like I told you in private chat, it's been reported to the Brevard County Court. And the Brevard County Court can find out who it is. Of course you're going to say, no, you are Tim Homestead. Prove you're not Tim Homestead. If people can say I'm Whitey Bulger, I can say you're Tim Homestead. Because it's, he's played females before. He had a YouTube channel up briefly where he had a female's name. So, you're both probably Tim Homestead. So, you guys are so good at digging in at stuff. Prove who people are. I mean, putting up putting up a doppelganger picture is not going to do anything. I want to see real, genuine, verifiable proof as to who is behind these two accounts. You've got Danube Island and you've got Mert Punisher. So until someone can come up with clear-cut proof as to who these individuals are, I am of the belief that it's Timothy Charles Holmseth in two sock accounts, just like this Elizabeth person over on Twitter is Tim Holmseth under yet another sock account. So, and there's people that I associate with that believe the same thing. Who the hell is Rita Berry? Yeah, what about STI? It's gone. You know. Yeah, correct. I allege that Tim Holmseth, and so do other people, have used other people's names on the internet. Nobody's been able to prove otherwise. And that when it came out, yeah, it was Amy something or other. I can't remember the last name, but it disappeared quickly. When it was called out and shown how it was Tim Holmseth, the account disappeared. And what's interesting is the Mert Punisher YouTube account disappeared as well. I have said that Elizabeth is Holmseth from the beginning, because it's an account that came out of nowhere, talked about me, and now it's not talking about me anymore. It's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. No, I'm not working on a David Strait interview because apparently he's not interested in talking to me. I've put feelers out for people that I would be interested to talk to him. I've gotten no response, and so I don't anticipate having anything to do with David Strait at all. He apparently is not interested in discussing the matter. Traveling to East Islip, New York. Who's traveling to Islip, New York? Yeah, Timmy, what are you doing up in Islip? No, Butterfly is no fan of mine. As far as I know, I am not on friendly terms with Butterfly at all. I have had no contact with Butterfly, and Butterfly can come into your chat and explain what her position is to me. I don't care. And I don't care if Butterfly is for Timmy or against Timmy. That's not, I am here for the truth. I am here to have to confront the lies and defamation of Timothy Charles Holmseth and Randy Lynn Erickson. These people will not stop lying about me. And now you are doing the same thing. You are perpetuating the same nonsense. You seem to be indirectly coordinated, while you people are directly coordinated, because all you do is support this crap. You are not doing anything to put a stop to child trafficking, child abuse, kidnapping, or solving any of these murders. And Tim has admitted that. He says his only goal is to expose the traffickers. Well, he's not even doing that, because he's going after people that do not traffic in children. He's going after innocent people. There are plenty of people out there that it is well known that they are child traffickers, and they are being ignored by Timothy Holmseth. The hell I don't. You're proving it right now. Now, you can say you're doing all kinds of stuff, but you don't prove it. I mean, the fact that you attacked me and people in my chat is proof enough. Because you people are ignorant. You're going after innocent people, people that have nothing to do with any crime. These are ordinary people that like to discuss true crime. And yet you sit there and accuse them of all kinds of stuff. I'll tell you something interesting about this woman, since you want to. Don't need. Neat? What is neat? To prove shit to you? Of course not. Because you wouldn't accept it. But I'll tell you something funny about this woman you brought up here. She confessed to 4 counts of lewd acts in the presence of children. She allowed herself to be taken pictures of nude by her children at the behest of her husband. And she went to court and confessed and became a witness for the prosecution of her husband. And she was given permanent probation. She is an unregistered sex offender. And guess who found her out? Somebody you people hate. Somebody you people despise on a daily basis. Guess who found out that this woman was an unregistered sex offender? Alexander Goddard. She found it out. And the problem here, and the reason that all this stuff has been done against me all these years, is because the sister of this woman went on my live stream and declared that the children lied, even though there was photographic evidence that was given to the Lake County Court. And this woman confessed to the crimes. Now, if the woman was not guilty, why did she confess? Because she saw the pictures. They presented the pictures in court of her naked with her sex part showing, and the child testified to it, that he was the one that took the picture. So this woman walked out of the Lake County Courthouse an unregistered sex offender, and where did she turn up? She turned up on Web Sleuth as a moderator for the Kaylee Anthony case. She was a former moderator. And when they found that out, they got her the hell off of Web Sleuth in a hurry. Embarrassed the shit out of Patricia, who runs that thing. And they've made it so that this doesn't happen again. But, if you want to see someone that is actually doing something about exposing child predators, it's right here. If it had not been for Alexander Goddard, this woman would still be out there, an unregistered sex offender, on these forums. Yes, I do. Because it's like you're a clone of Timmy. You believe in the same thing, you talk the same way, and there's nothing there to show any difference except a fake profile. You cannot prove that you are not Tim Homestead. Yeah, because them mole kids don't exist. That's one of these dipshit things that Tim Homestead came up with. He came up with mole kids. He came up with fish people, lizard people, all kinds of bullshit, and he can't prove a damn thing. He just puts this stuff out there, and you people lap it up because you are that stupid. But none of you found out about this woman. It was all Alexander Goddard's doing. She found out. Tim Holsett didn't find out. He actually came to the defense of the woman. So, you can sit there, people over on Telegram, and you can come up with all kinds of nonsense. But, you people are just gaslighting. You're trolls. You believe that dead people are alive. You seem to believe in reincarnation. Because you believe the stupidest shit. Well, that's because Tim Holstead didn't know who she was until it was brought out. But she's not my girlfriend. I don't know where you're getting this from. Number one, the woman is currently married. She was married at the time that this happened. And again, if you apparently you haven't been paying attention, it was her sister who came on my chat and ruined it by declaring that the children lied. And when I found out, I had her taken off the chat and removed her as moderator. And all the stuff that you see on the internet is directly because of her and two other women that ran my Pal Talk account. You know, two of these women were grandmothers with children and grandchildren, yet they believe that in spite of the photographic evidence that came out in the Lake County case, that the children now were lying. Now, what you don't understand, these children are now grown adults, and I've talked to them, and they're not happy with this situation. That this woman actually went out and called their children liars, or called them liars on a Pal Talk chat. Oh, we got somebody over there threatening to have me disappear. Wow, is that a death threat we got going on over there now? Kind of interesting. But this is what these people do. They make threats. I mean, I've had someone make threats to me. Yeah, but they don't discuss that. You know, they'd rather believe that I'm Whitey Blodge or something. Well, thank you for identifying Cobra. I didn't know. I thought just this was yet another threat. Because you people are good at making threats. And it's the proof is up on my board. It was actually on Tim Holmes's BitChute account where someone wanted to take me out. Well, fine. I stand corrected on that one incident. So, it would be nice if you people would put in a caption as to who he is and what it's about. I mean, all I see is a guy with a mask on. You know, I don't know Cobra enough to know a picture with him with face covering. I mean, you know, people put face covering up to hide who they are. But I guess you don't know that. Well, things are quiet on BitChute. Nothing going on over there. And let's see if anything's going up on the blog. Yeah, David Strait is a Blackwater assassination. Clinton Foundation infiltrate. You know, and yet they don't produce these videos. You know, but that's, you know, that's Isaac Happy is alive. You know, that's bullshit. Well, it's the same someone who is so far out of reality accusing someone of something when they've never met him either. I mean, she's never met me. So, and yet she makes these baseless accusations based on Timmy. So, but you know, that's. But yeah, this is supposed to be a Telegram channel over there about the plan and all this other stuff. And what are they talking about? They're talking about a YouTube channel with 13 people on it. And they're probably 10 of them. This is how off mission these people are. But what are you going to do? You know, these people do not want the truth. They don't care about the truth. They're not looking for the truth. They're just going to keep spinning lies, doing the name calling, putting up weird images, comparing people to dead people, and so on and so forth. You know. Well, I'll tell you what, Kathy, if it's so boring, and that goes for you too, Punisher, why are you here? I mean, do you punish yourself being bored at this channel? I mean, I don't get it. Because 24, double as usual audience. Well, it's 14 right now. But, you know, they put up these little, you know, the little cartoons. But they do it for one reason. They want to silence this channel. There's something about this channel that's got them on edge. So, and they say they're straight up to bust. They're not busting anybody's balls. They ain't busting mine. They're making themselves look ridiculous. Because people with common sense know what they're up to. Well, who put up the cartoon? There's a cartoon up there that says boring, Punisher, and it's got Punisher for Truth and Kathy Lake in there. So one of you put it up there. That's, you know, what are you doing? Lying now? It doesn't matter. It probably is boring. But it's a small channel. It's not meant to be. You are on it. You just repeated what I said. You're watching it. And yeah, you said it's boring. So why be here? You're sidestepping it. But, oh my God. Well, Glow, I don't know if that clown is alive or not, but he's in hiding. And he's not under protection or any of that other stuff, because if he was under protection, he wouldn't take a picture of himself in front of a sign that shows exactly where he was at the time that video was taken. So, small channel, not meant to be scrutinized. Well, they're scrutinizing it. And boy, they don't like what like Glow said over here. So that you know that they're paying attention to it. Oh, you can, you know, watch it all you want. But you're hypocritical because you say you come over here and the channel's not worth your time, and yet you're over there quoting me word for word through the entire broadcast. So I'm not banning anybody, you know. You guys are watching it and recording it. I know damn well you record it, even though that YouTube puts this thing up. The minute I go off the air, it goes up. Now, I don't care. You guys are helping my numbers by doing it. You don't know how YouTube works, but every time you come in here and watch it and don't say anything, that's viewing hours. That adds to my hour count. I've got one of the highest viewing counts for a channel this size on YouTube. So, you know, knock yourselves out. You can sit there and whine and cry about me on the Telegram channel all you want. You're just helping out my numbers. Have you checked? You know, whatever you say about my numbers, you're in here helping the numbers. Because it's not, the number of viewers is not the only thing that that YouTube uses. They use the amount of time people view this channel. And see what we got over here. Go to my statistics. Because they just did an audit of this channel. Ranking by views, 7 out of 10. Say, I gotta find dashboard is maybe what I'm looking for. Got 1,203 registered users at the moment. But there's, I'm trying to figure out, oh, here we go, analytics. According to YouTube, my channel has 2,156 views in the last 28 days. And 546 watch time hours, 36.2 more than usual. So it's, you know, the numbers are there. And it does, you know, and you know, I have said before, and I guess it's worth repeating, is I don't care how many people watch or not watch this channel. This channel is about the truth, period. And these people can't stand the truth, which is why they're trying to shut it down. You know, if they weren't concerned about this channel, or if they thought it was insignificant and it was nothing, they wouldn't even bother with it. But every single time I come on the air, just like clockwork, Telegram lights up, and all they talk about is my channel. For the entire time I'm on the air, that's all they talk about. So, you know, you can sit there and make all the claims you want, but all anybody has to do is go over to Telegram and look at what you post about this channel, and it's proof. Don't be so much. You know you love that we boost your numbers. Well, yes, the boat will be on the second channel. It'll be on my third channel, actually. Because the reason I did the boat video is I was testing my streaming equipment for the trial and future live streams from remotes. Like if I go to the Cape to do rocket launches, I go around various locations in the state. So, yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to do the third channel or if the M4K will be the second channel. Just remain the second channel. Because remember, the Task Force for Truth is the second channel, and then the M4K channel is my technology and similar stuff. No, I'm not. The base knows what's going on. Because they've known about it for a long time. The M4K channel's been up and running for quite some time. And it's also, you know, it's a channel that I was going to run, and I got sidetracked. It's not meant to take off. It's there as an archive. But you don't seem to understand that, and I really don't care what you understand. You know, I don't care if I get one person over there. It's a permanent archive of the lies that have been spread about me and the scams that Tim Holmseth pulls on people. Well, Tim Holmseth's various social media sites are archives for propaganda. Your PPTF Telegram channels are all propaganda, false narratives. And I don't know, who is it? I mean, this is like it's a guy with a beard and a hat on. So why don't you tell everybody, Timmy, who the man in the picture is? Come on, Timmy, tell us who that man in the picture is. You seem to be interested in that. I mean, Timmy, you're the one thing that people don't understand is Timmy is interested in underwear. In my private chat with this idiot, Timmy has put up pictures of men in their underwear. No, they're not. They're bullshit. All Tim Holmseth does is make stuff up out of thin air and His name starts with D. Well, he likes the New York Yankees. As far as I'm concerned, they are. Bird Punisher, Elizabeth, and possibly even Punisher for Truth are Tim Homeseth. You know, Tim Homeseth probably has dozens of sock accounts. It would make sense. But, you know, come on, Timmy, quit playing games. Who's D? Yes, I believe you are. Because there's no prove you're not Homeseth. You said you won't prove it. So until you prove beyond a doubt that you're not Tim Homeseth, you're Tim Homeseth. Yeah, you call me Whitey Bulger, so you know who's the idiot? You say you're Alex, but there's no proof of that. You know, you can say things on here, but you can't prove them. I mean, you declare that I look like Whitey Bulger. His first name starts with a D. His last name starts with L. If anybody's looking at the Telegram over there, they're trying to get me to make a guessing game for whatever reason, and they've got a guy up, first name D, last name L. So who is D/L? Yeah, it's late. I've had a long day, so I'm not getting Bible City Records. Well, whoever he is, he seems to be in with the Bible. Not very personal, whoever he is. So D/L. Yeah, welcome to the show, whoever you are. You put. Ah, oh, come on, Punisher. You don't read your own chat. You've put up pictures and made declarations of it. So don't give me that bullshit. I have never been in the room with Daniel Lee. No, this is. I'm wondering if that's Derek Lassiter. But the only time I've been around Derek Lassiter is when I covered his trial. And the thing about Derek Lassiter is he didn't have a mustache and a full beard the last time I was personally with him. So if that's Derek Lassiter, he's changed a little bit. And yeah, that got confirmed. That's Derek Lassiter. Now, this is the funny thing about Derek Lassiter. This guy no more than got off of probation for hacking into a high school website, then he's out there declaring he's going to chase down the this most hated person in America thing. And, you know, the guy doesn't learn his lesson. You know, the judge even came out in court and said this guy is going to reoffend. It's just a matter of time. And Derek Lassiter is proving it right. This guy is going to get his ass thrown back in jail again because he can't stop. He's got to be the center of attention. There was a newspaper article about him, and I think a thing on TV about him. And, you know, he just won't learn. You know, he saw this thing on Netflix, which I haven't watched yet, about this most hated man in America, and now he's going to go chasing the guy. And Tim Homeseth doesn't talk about him at all, as far as I know. And the guy, this most hated man of America, is a jerk. You know, and someone's going to have to bring the guy down. He is allegedly going to hack into the man's account who is known as the most hated man in America. It's the title of a documentary on Netflix, I believe it is. And he says he's this big time hacker, which he isn't. And he's going to attempt to get in there and screw this guy up. And he's going to wind up getting thrown in jail again. So. We're going after Kim Picasio again. And, it's... Okay, let me bring it up. Derek Lassiter created all kinds of problems for the people in Steubenville, Ohio. Scared the living shit out of them. Kelly Hagan said, fuck Mert, he needs to be taken out. Now, who is Kelly Hagan? And Infiltrated by Truth reposted that link. So there is the proof that the death threats are out there and that Infiltrated by Truth condones it. And thank you for that, by the way. No, he didn't scare the shit out of Goddard at all. Goddard wound up helping put him in jail because he broke the law. He broke into a high school fan base and he was accusing people that were not involved in the rape of rape. And he got prosecuted for it. Got sent to jail. Got banned from the internet. Yet you people are rape apologists. You don't want rapists to be caught. Derek Lassiter almost screwed up that case because they were going to use evidence from Derek Lassiter to beat the case. They were going to say that Derek Lassiter created the evidence and that these two individuals that eventually got prosecuted didn't do it. Now people are starting to spam their Telegram. But, there's no point in even trying to reason with these people. They just, they're just going to keep this stuff up, and it's a waste of time. They're in their own little world over there. Well, it gets passed around. There was an interesting post that was made about Task Force on Telegram recently, and they slipped up and they said Randy in the third person instead of saying Randy me. So that means that multiple people are using the Task Force account, and there probably multiple people are behind the BitChute account, and Timmy's not doing anything except doing selfies. Timmy's not running a damn thing. Timmy's not behind all this stuff. He's sitting on a couch somewhere, rubbing his tummy and something else, eating food, and couch surfing. He's not doing any investigative reporting at all. And now he's out begging for a $40,000 car, and the other charity thing, plus he has his begging channels over on BitChute and on his blog. So, yeah, there's another article that's been published, but not by Timmy. It's by a ghostwriter. There is no proof that Tim Holmseth writes anything. So you could sit there and say Timmy's doing all this stuff, but you cannot prove it. It's just like you can't prove anything else. These people make these claims, yet they can't prove any of it. And why should you care what I say about Timmy anyway? Okay, whoever Lisa Babe was came in as Infiltrated by Truth, or by Task Force. Isn't that funny? These people have to pretend to be something else to come in to my chat and gaslight it. They have to lie. They have to lie. That's what they do. They lie. Well, then why did she post this? It says right here. Yeah, what the hell? I'm going to bring this into. Somebody sent this to me. I'm going to bring it in, and you can read it. Yeah, it's the games these people play. Oh, here we go with McGregor's back. I mean, Jesus, they bring out stuff that's 15 years ago. Free gas and boat for what? The gas is included in the rental, dummy. And when I paid for the rent, the gas is included. It's called a wet lease. You know nothing about the rentals industry. Okay. Do, 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 do. Yeah, exactly. I was talking about gaslighting, and you're talking about my renting a boat is gaslighting. Why is my financial situation any of your people's business? Why is my mobile home any of your business? Jeez. And then you're attacking me because of my age. Donald Trump's older than I am. And we're stuck now. Your ad is so much fun to play with. Yeah, because you people are not interested in uh, the truth. You're just interested in playing games. And so you put up nonsense. all this other crap that they put on. So, it's been a waste of an hour and a half because I started out talking about Neely, and then I had to take time off to talk about these yo-yos. But yeah, I had to take care of something. Well, you're the ones that are here. If it's a waste of life, it's a waste of life. Go encourage Timmy to come back online again. Um, Now, in closing, I am going to try and see what is going on with the Blanchard case. Um, and if it's on hold, then I'll probably find out what the status is of the Cynthia Abzug case and some of the other cases that are going on at the moment. Um, the so, right now it seems like everything's on hold because these cases keep getting continued, and it's getting harder to get current statuses on all these cases. But what I'm going to do is I'm getting behind on my viewing. I'm going to go watch. Um, let's see. I watched the Orville. I watched For All Mankind, and then I watched the Offer, which is kind of an interesting docudrama. But that's what I'll be doing, and get at least some of that in, and then tomorrow I'll probably watch some more of it. So, um, yeah, Mark, I like Netflix. I'm sorry if you think that's such a big fucking problem, but I like my Netflix, and I watch Netflix, I watch HBO Max, and I watch Hulu and other streaming, and I'd be doing more of it if I didn't have to put up with uh, Timmy the psychopath. But Timmy is in love with me, and he just keeps this stuff up, so I have to address it. And he keeps making a fool of himself. So, why don't you try watching Netflix? It's pretty entertainment. I mean, that thing that Derek Lossiter wants to get involved with is being on there. The most hated man in America, or whatever, on the internet, or whatever it is they're calling it. Check it out. Maybe you'll learn something. Anyway, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share. And sometime, somewhere, I'll be back. Good night. Thanks everybody for coming in. And thanks for the um, trolls from hell for boosting my hours. That's really bringing up my analytics. Makes my live streams worth more to YouTube. So, away we go. And until the next time we meet each other, have a good one. Bye bye.